Hi Kanukis, I'm Megan. Welcome along to Slow Flow today. We are focused on the Anahata Chakra. So our poses will be some heart openers or back extensions. We do have a couple of peak poses, wild thing and full wheel. So if you feel you build up to that and want to have a go, jump in and try. Otherwise, there's other variations for you. So I hope you enjoy the practice. See you on the mat. So, inviting you to find a comfortable seat now. Bringing your hands to rest either on your knees or perhaps in your lap. Just taking a moment to feel into your body. Release off any of that surface tension as we start to find our ground. So beginning to soften your gaze, or close down the eyes as we start to internalize our awareness. Connecting to the breath, breathing in and out through the nose. And let's begin to tune into the Anahata Chakra by taking Anjali Mudra or prayer hands and placing them to the heart space, having our thumbs just gently pressing at the center of the chest. The Anahata Chakra has the symbol of a pentagram, an upward pointing and downward pointing triangle overlap, representing this center being the bridge between the lower, more material aspect of self and the higher, more spiritual aspect. 3 chakras below and above, and the heart chakra between them. Its bija or seed sound or mantra is yum, and its color is green. Starting to tune into the space behind your hands. And let's begin to breathe. I invite you as you inhale to draw the breath all the way down to the belly space. Imagine you have a bowl here and you're dipping into the pranic reservoir of the Manipura or solar plexus chakra, filling with prana. As you exhale, flowing back up the spine and pouring into your heart chakra. Breathing in, belly center, filling your bowl. Breathing out, traveling back up the spine and emptying into your heart chakra. Let's keep focusing and practicing this breath and visualization. As you breathe out, pouring into the heart chakra, you can visualize the color green expanding and tuning even more deeply into love and compassion that are the gifts of this center. Let's slowly bring our hands into the Lotus Mudra, opening out your fingers, keeping little fingers connected, gentle pressing to the heart space, and considering the ancient mantra Om Mane Padme Hum in its deep meaning. So Om, universal intelligence, your higher self. Mane, a jewel. Padme, the lotus or the temple self. And Hum, the heart. The higher self, energy or intelligence, is like a jewel that is centered in the lotus flower of self in your heart space. Today's practice will help to open and balance the center, helping us deepen our connection to the space and its gifts. Starting to bow the head now, releasing your hands back to Anjali Mudra, down to your knees or shins. And we're going to begin a little movement, lightly crossing the legs out in front. And we're going to start with some cat-cow. So leaning forward as you inhale and scooping your spine up. Feeling that stretch to your front body, your chest. As you exhale, rocking back to open the back of the heart space. Inhale, flowing forward and lifting your sternum up. Exhale, leaning back, letting the upper back round as you stretch and breathing in to come forward. Deep breaths, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Sitting centered, bringing hands back to the heart space. We're going to inhale to cactus arms, spreading the fingers and opening through the chest. So the heart chakra governs and distributes energy to our heart, our lungs, and by extension, our arms. So activating your arms here. And as you breathe out, pressing your palms together strongly and rounding your upper spine again. Inhale to open and expand. Exhale, pressing and hollowing your front body, rounding the back. And one more of these, breathing in, squeezing the shoulder blades at the back. And breathing out, press, hollow and round. And release to center, just pausing here. Maybe keeping your eyes closed, awareness internal. And just noticing any sensations or effects from your practice so far. And then let's slowly release. So either rolling over your knees or coming from the side. And then we're going to reach our arms out long to the top of the mat and take a nice pull back stretch, reaching your hips back to your heels. Deepening into the breath now. Your toes can be tucked here, fingertips gripping. And let's open up the gateways of the joints through the arms and allowing the energy to flow up and down the arms to the center of the heart, to the tips of the fingers and back again. And one more deep breath in here. Releasing your toes, and as you exhale, softening the arms, letting them flow back toward you. Slowly pressing through your shins as we roll up the spine. Restacking. And a nice shoulder roll release at the top. We're going to flow our arms behind the back now. Rolling those shoulders once more and take a nice stretch here. Maybe lifting your gaze and gently pressing your heart space to sky, maybe arching the back a little. If there's any issues in the neck, you could look down instead, otherwise gazing up, taking a deep breath in. And as you breathe out, folding forward, shoulders release as we bring the arms overhead. You might like to move your arms a little to and fro or side to side if you're feeling a lot of tension here. And after a little while, releasing them overhead, and let's hold. One more breath. And as you inhale, releasing the arms, pressing through your shins and rolling back up the spine. Let's release our arms with a few fluid undulations. Breathing naturally here. And then let our arms float forward, ready for the Anahatasana, named after the Heart Chakra, also known as puppy dog pose. We're going to have our knees hip distance apart and our hips lined up over the knees. And then walking the hands forward. If you can, go for shoulder distance. Again, if you're feeling a little tight through the chest shoulders, you might want to go wider. So taking a deep breath here. And as you breathe out, allowing your chest, armpits, your head to come down toward the mat. We're going to take a little while just to really drop in. If you find this too intense, variation, if you have them, is to bring a couple of blocks, placing them sideways on the mat. And you can either place your arms up on them, or another version is your elbows, like so. And maybe take your Anjali Mudra and place it to the back. Nice deep breaths as we hold here. And opening the heart space. And some compression into the thoracic hinge at the back of the spine. So this is another spot where the spine hinges as well as the lower back. So helping encourage flexibility here, mobility here. Getting ready to transition. I like to bring my forearms forward, making a triangle shape, pressing weight into the elbows and sliding the body down. Release your hips. Bring your hands under your shoulders, grounding the head. And let's take an inhale and rising into Cobra. Just listening to your own body. Might be a low Cobra. Maybe you feel like a nice big stretch today. So head can be back or you could gaze forward. Breathing in the pose. One more breath. And exhale, lengthening your spine as you lower. Let's push back up onto the knees now. Lower our hips back to the heels just briefly. And then start to initiate a rolling wave up onto all fours, counter stretching the spine. From here, tuck your toes. And let's push up and back to downward dog. So a little resetting of the body here, a little free flow, walking the legs, maybe swinging the hips, maybe some rotations through the upper spine. Just have a little time to explore in play. Maybe a little shake out of the head, releasing the neck. And checking back in with your breath. All right, let's start to walk the feet to the hands and come to the front of the mat. Bending those knees. And a time to release in waterfall. Letting your hips sit back a little, your torso to fold, your neck, head releases. A great pose just to empty, to surrender to gravity. Letting the energy flow off the back. And emptying of anything that isn't serving you in your highest truth. Another deep inhale. Long exhalation, shake it out once more. Let's bend the knees, getting ready to come up. Start to press, grounding through the feet, and then rolling up through the spine, lifting arms with an inhale. We rise to Tadasana, stepping feet together. Anjali Mudra, returning to the heart space. And standing meditation on your heart space for a moment, finding your balance. Deepening into the breath. So feel free to carry the color green using visualization. If you prefer sound vibration, you have Yam, or even Om Mani Padme Hum if you know that mantra. We're going to begin a little sun salutation, starting with that yield, soft, receptive palms. And with an inhale, circle your arms, reaching up high and opening your heart space, shining to sky. On the exhalation, flowing forward. Knees can be bent or straight, releasing the back body here. Little bend in the knees, and we're going to inhale, step the right leg far back on the mat and coming into low lunge, sinking the hips to ground, and then option to lift your arms, and let's experience a little back bending here. So we've opened up the lumbar spine and now Anahata, the thoracic hinge. So allowing your sternum to press forward and up. And enjoying that extension through the spine, opening through the front. And then exhale, let's release. Float the hands down and step back to downward dog. Little walking of the dog here to reset. Keeping our hands nice and grounded. We're going to bend the knees And undulate our spine, flowing forward into plank. From here, you could go knees down or chaturanga press. And at the bottom, inhale, lifting into cobra. Or if you like, hands flow back a little and taking an upward dog. As you exhale, pushing back to downward dog. And the next inhale, let's float the right leg up. Staying here as you exhale to find strength and length in the pose. A breath in. And breathing out, stepping your foot to the front of the mat. We're going to keep the back knee up, shoulders back. Eye gaze forward. And then stepping to the front of the mat. Take a halfway lift on the inhale. And exhaling, forward fold. Little bend of the knees to soften and release. Empty what you don't need. And inhale, rising all the way up. And exhale, hands coming back to your heart space. So let's take that same sequence on the other side. A little yield precedes the rise on the inhale. Open heart. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, left leg reaches back, coming into low lunge. Hands can stay down, lift the chest, or breathing in to lift your arms up, and maybe playing with your heart opening pose here or back bend. Exhale, slowly down through center, hands ground and stepping back. Reset. Plank pose. Knees up or down, lower. And cobra or upward dog. And exhale to downward dog. Nice deep breaths here. And when you're ready, the left leg rising, three-legged dog. Another breath in. And exhale, stepping to the front of the mat. A little hip stretch. And then all the way to the front, halfway lift on the inhale. And exhale, forward fold. Bending our knees, a little yield here, opportunity to empty. And then breathing in, let's rise, open heart. Breathing out, return hands to center. Little bend of the knees to yield. We're going to rise again on the inhale. And on the exhale, coming down. And this time, stepping straight back to downward dog and hold. A little walking the dog. And grounding down through your hands and your feet. And keeping our heart space open. When you're ready, let's lift the right leg up, three-legged dog. And then find our scorpion tail. Allowing that hip stretch to flow through the belly, maybe even into the chest as you look right. And then square the hips, return to center. We're going to step the right foot to the front of the mat. So option, stay on the ball of the back foot, or you could ground that heel if you prefer. We're going to come up to warrior one. So find your footing. And breathe in, float your arms up. Breathe out, deepening into the lunge. Hands can come together. And inhale, maybe explore once more that heart opening, allowing any armoring, closed feeling to your heart space to dissolve here. One more breath. And exhale. Bring your prayer hands down to the earth inside your front foot. Turn that right thigh out to the side for lizard. Chaturanga arms, surrender the head and heart space. Inhale, press to straight arms. Start to find a twist to the right. Right arm rising here and twisting low lunge. And release. Hands either side of the foot. Tuck the back toes or ground the foot. Rising once more with the inhale, warrior one. Exhale, grounding. Inhale, opening. And exhale, your hands to the heart. Either stay here or maybe explore a twist, twisting to the right. Your left elbow presses onto the thigh or connects to the outer hip. We're going to press our hands together towards the heart space as we lengthen and twist the spine. Eyes can be gazing upward or looking towards your front foot. If you're feeling confident here, opening up the back leg. Nice deep breaths. And eye gaze back down to the mat, releasing your hands down. We're going to kick the front leg all the way back three-legged. Holding here as you exhale. Inhale, return the leg down. And exhale, downward dog. Just any little pulsing, jigging, walking to reset. And then let's get ready for the other side. Left leg rising on the inhale. Exhale to scorpion tail. So really gripping your fingers here, grounding through the rings of the palms. And don't be afraid to play the balance, hip tipping back to really open up the front body. And then release, hip squares, stepping to the front, grounding the feet. Inhale. Exhale, hips down. Inhale, explore that front body opening. Anjali Mudra releases down through the center to the earth. Open front leg outward for lizard. Chaturanga arms, surrender. Slowly inhale, straightening the arms. Twisting to the left. Left arm rising. Release, coming back to center. Your front leg straightens up. Toes get ready at the back. And we're inhaling back up, warrior one. Exhale, hips. Inhale, maybe opening up a little more. And then exhale, hands to heart. Find your twist. Elbow to the outside of front knee. Press your palms to the heart. Gazing up or down. Beautiful. And release. Let's pop our hands down. Kick back, three-legged dog. And exhale, release the left leg down. Again, little walking, reset. And if anyone feels like it, maybe a little vinyasa. And our last pose now is Wild Thing pose. So we're going to start with the right leg, raising up three-legged, finding our scorpion tail, reaching back, and then pivoting on that standing foot. Find your drop back. The hip can lower a moment, lengthen the straight leg through, come up onto the ball of your right leg. Finding side stretch. But we want to get into the heart space today, so lifting your chest to sky, your hip high. Enjoy this expansive movement. Another breath. And release hip down a moment. Flip your dog. Tuck the knee to right elbow. Inhale, leg up. And exhale it down. We're going to go straight to the other side, breathing in and out. When you're ready, drop it back. Little dip. Pushing up. Chest to sky. Arm overhead. Have a play with your wild thing here, your own variation. And we're just looking for that lift through the heart space. When you're ready to come back, sink your hip, flip your dog, left elbow, tuck knee, inhale, raising up, and exhale, release. Walking the feet, walking to the front of the mat. You're going to inhale, raise halfway. Exhale, forward fold. Softening the knees and breathing in a deep breath all the way to the top. And exhale, hands to the heart space. Okay, let's ground our energy, coming down to a seated position, legs wide. Inviting you to close your eyes, letting this expanded energy from our sun salutations start to ground, lengthening the out breaths, starting to come into wide leg forward fold with your hips reached back behind you, your spine long, breathing in to lengthen and breathing out to come down. So just remember, you can use any props here. You could maybe practice with your knees bent. If your hamstrings, glutes or butt are really tight, your lower back tight, do bend the knees. And after some time, slowly straighten them. You can try holding on to cushions or a bolster. And we're just avoiding rounding the back here, wherever you are. Just practicing acceptance and contentment. And that the journey is really the destination here, letting go of over-efforting. Inhale, walking the hands back towards you, rolling up. Finding your Dandasana, floating the arms up, a breath in, and breathing out, rolling down onto the mat, hugging your knees into the chest. Placing your heels close to the glutes. And we're going to inhale, lift our hip, half bridge. And exhale, roll back down twice more. Breathing in, slowly peeling your spine up, pressing through those heels. Breathing out, releasing top of spine to base. Last one, inhale, spine lifting, base to top. And we're going to hold, bringing either shoulder under the back, reaching for your heels. Nice deep breaths here. So we want to keep our legs engaged, the glutes, back body. If anybody feels like a bigger bridge pose today, taking your hands by your shoulders, fingers point to the feet. And you're going to take a big push up and lift. And possibly joining me for a Chakrasana today or wheel pose. Whether you're in half or full bridge, enjoying this front body expansion. And slowly coming down. Let's bring our knees into the chest, a little rocking here. Slowly knees coming down to the left side, taking spinal twists, looking along the outstretched right arm. Relax the body and the breath. Squeezing the legs in towards the body as you come back up through center. Exhale, changing sides. Relax the body and the breath. And slowly, knees coming back up through center, hugging the knees into your chest. Any last little bit of rocking here. And then slowly bringing your feet down to the mat, releasing your back. And then stretching your legs out long. Letting your feet relax out to the sides now as we arrive in Shavasana or final resting pose. Inviting you to bring your right hand on your heart, your left hand on your belly. Softening your gaze or once more closing the eyes. Connecting to the breath. And again, connecting to the Anahata at the center of the chest. The gifts here of unconditional love and compassion. And inviting you to offer this now to yourself, this unconditional love for all of you. This compassion, which is empathic love and appreciation. You're on a human journey. We all make mistakes. And it's all about taking the lessons from these mistakes. So letting go of any grief now, which is the block to the space. Finding the unconditional love and compassion for yourself. Feel the green, this energy spreading through your body. And now offering this outside of you to all other beings in this world, this universe, that they too want the same things, peace and happiness and safety. May all beings be happy and safe. And slowly coming back to the center of the heart now. Inviting you to remain here, focused in the center of the heart space, continuing your Shavasana for as long as you like. Otherwise, you're welcome to close with me now by hugging your knees in, stretching your body, rolling to the side, and spiraling your way back up to sitting. Thank you for joining me today in this Anahata-inspired slow flow. Wishing you a beautiful day. Namaste.